Hi, welcome to your practice today. As we get started, make sure that you have two blocks or two block-like objects, two things that are about the same height. We're going to be using them throughout the practice, so make sure you have something like that nearby. Also, there'll be a playlist in the notes for the video, so you can follow along with the music if you'd like. You can press play when we start moving. I got some feedback that you guys would like me to lead you through Shavasana. So I'm going to start adding a Shavasana onto the end of the practice. If you ever want to take a longer meditation or Shavasana, you can always just stop the video at the end and take that on your own. So thank you so much for being with me today. Let's get started. So taking your two blocks, you're going to want them toward the top of your mat for now, just so that when we need them, they'll be there waiting for you. And then bringing yourself to a comfortable seat, letting your hands rest on your knees and your thighs, and letting your eyes close. Letting the attention draw inward. We're going to take a few moments to scan the body. So you can start at the top of your head, traveling all the way down to your toes, taking your time. And as you travel in your mind through each part of your body, just noticing the sensations that you find there. You can name those sensations, but trying not to change anything, trying not to find that they're good or bad sensations, just noticing. And of course, we all know that we are unique, right? We all know that there's only one of us and that our experiences are unique from the experiences of everyone around us. And sometimes our experiences, especially on the mat, can feel really different from one day to another, from one practice to another. So in your practice today, letting it be an expression of your unique experience, of your individual experience. So what does that mean? That means that what I am offering you, the poses, the sequence, is a suggestion. You can always feel free to simplify, to slow when you need to. You can also feel free to move into more advanced variations, to play a little bit, to experiment, to do what you need to do so that you can really make this a practice of your unique experience, of you as an individual. Letting your hands connect in a prayer in front of your heart. And we'll breathe in together for Om. Your hands can release down to the knees. Keeping the eyes closed, we'll start to take some circles in the body, sending the chest forward, over to one side, to the back, to the other side. Just starting to take some big circles, kind of swirling around in the ribs, swirling around on the base of the pelvis, following your own rhythm, your own breath. And you can start to take these circles in the other direction. They might be big, they might be small, they might be slow, they might be fast, but really listening to what your body needs. With your next inhale, bringing yourself back through center, finding a long spine. And you can let your eyes gently float open. Stepping the feet onto the floor in front of you, hands down behind you. It's a big breath in, and with a breath out, sweeping the hips to the sky, either chin to the chest or letting the head reach back. Big breath in here. And as you exhale, hips releasing to the mat. Crossing your ankles in front of you, rolling out onto hands and knees. Right away, tucking the toes, downward facing dog, hips reaching to the sky. And give yourself some time to stretch out in this downward facing dog here, moving like you. Big breath in, and finding some stillness as you breathe out. Rooting through the knuckles at the base of each finger. With a breath in, it's a plank pose, big wave to roll yourself out long. And it's a child's pose as you breathe out, softening back to the heels. Big breath here. Inhale, glancing forward, melting your way out onto your belly and sending the heart slightly forward and up. Baby cobra. Traveling back through hands and knees, tucking the toes, down dog on your breath out. Now keeping the hips really square, floating the right leg high. Looking back at the toes, making sure the toes are pointing down toward the mat. As you exhale, you can start to peel open, pointing the right knee up toward the sky, right heel sinking down towards your back hips. Lengthening the legs, squaring the hips, big breath in. Exhale, we're coming to a very early pigeon pose, drawing the shin forward. Keeping the toes tucked under behind you, knee floating off the mat, pressing into the fingertips, lengthening the spine, big breath in. As you exhale, like a big wave, melting, folding forward. Breathing in, rolling up through the spine, planting the palms. It's a three-leg dog, right leg stretching up and back. Knee to the nose, big step forward between the two hands. Back knee to the earth, toes pointing behind you, rooting into the right foot. Both arms reaching high for your low crescent lunge. Feeling the opening in the front of that left thigh, left hip flexor. With an exhale, hands down, find your two blocks. Bring those blocks right under your shoulders. Pressing into the blocks, lifting the heart up off of the right thigh. With an exhale, sliding the hips back, walking the blocks with you so they stay under the shoulders, lengthening the right leg, flexing the foot, and let yourself bow down over that right leg. If the leg isn't straight, no worries. You go to where you can go here. Breathing in, looking forward, bending the right knee, walking the blocks back forward, leaving them at the top of the mat. Tucking the back toes, extending the left leg. Turning your toes and your hands to your left, paralleling your 10 toes for a straddle forward fold, pressing into the fingertips, long spine, breathing in. As you exhale, melting, dropping the hands, dropping the head, exhaling. Elbows drawn in slightly so they're right under the shoulders. Again, pressing into the fingertips, lengthening the spine, breathing in. Turning the heels in, toes out. As you exhale, let the left knee bend. Maybe it bends just a little. Maybe it bends a lot and that heel comes off the mat. Maybe you can flex your right toes up toward the sky, looking towards your right foot. That's where you're going. Crawling yourself back to the front of the mat for a low lunge. Right knee bends. Downward facing dog on your exhale. Plank pose, rolling out long, breathing in. Knees to the mat, toes point, slight shift forward as the elbows bend, lowering to the earth. Pressing into the palms, baby cobra. Breathing in. Downward facing dog. Breathing out. With your next inhale, the left leg reaches high, taking care to keep those hips really square. Left toes pointing down toward the mat. Inhale in. Exhale, opening the hip, pointing the knee toward the sky. Making sure that the left armpit continues to circle down toward the earth. Lengthening the left leg, squaring the hips, breathing in. Drawing that left knee forward for your early pigeon pose. Back toes stay tucked. Back knee stays lifted. Fingertips pressing down. Heart rises. Breath in. Exhale, big wave to melt forward over your left leg. Rolling yourself back up. Planting the palms. Three-leg dog. Pressing into the right toes. Left leg reaches high. Knee to the nose, and there's a soft step forward between the hands. Back knee down, toes point, arms rising, Anjaneyasana. Back right hip spiraling in and down. With your breath out, hands coming down, finding your two blocks, bringing them under your shoulders, pressing into the blocks to let the heart float open. With an exhale, shifting your way back, lengthening the left leg, flexing the toes, and letting your upper body melt forward. Ardha Hanumanasana. Hips are stacked right above that right knee. Inhaling, glancing forward at your left toes. Walking forward, you can bring your blocks back to the top of the mat. Tucking the right toes, extending the back leg. Swivel your toes to the right. Walk your hands to the long side of your mat. Pressing into the fingertips. Big breath in to lengthen. Right away, spin the heels in, toes out. Right knee bends a little or maybe a lot. Left toes pointing up toward the sky. Looking towards your left foot. Crawling yourself back to the front of the mat. Left knee bends, low lunge. This time, right foot steps forward to meet the left foot. Soft forward fold. Walking the feet open, so the feet are about as wide as your mat. Heels in, toes out. With a breath out, bending the knees, sending the hips down toward the heels for a squat, Malasana. Hands find a prayer at your heart. Elbows driving down into the inner thighs. Heart floating up into the thumbs. Pinky toes getting heavy. Exhaling, hands to the mat, lengthening the legs, and give yourself a moment to heel-toe the feet back together. Knees soften, head is heavy, unraveling the spine, rolling yourself up to stand. With a breath in, the arms rise for a prayer. Breath out, hands through your heart, finding your Tadasana, mountain pose, arms by your sides. Breath in for your prayer, reaching up high, folding all the way over, Uttanasana, breathing out. Right foot steps back on a breath in. Turn your toes to the right, face the side of the mat. Right knee bends, left toes point toward the sky. Crawling to the top of the mat for a low lunge, left knee bent. Lower the back knee, release the toes, arms rising, low crescent lunge. Hands to the mat, tucking the back toes, downward facing dog. Plank pose on your breath in. Straight or bent legs, your choice. Elbows bend to lower. Pointing the toes, sweeping the heart open for a cobra. Downward facing dog on your exhale. Right leg reaches high, breathing in. Foot between the hands, breathing out. Back foot forward, long spine, inhaling, melting over the legs, bowing down. Arms stretching high for your prayer. Hands finding the heart. Exhaling. Sending the arms back up. Breath in. Melting over the legs. Breath out. Left foot steps back. Heart is open. Turning to face the side of the mat. Left knee bends. Right toes flex. Low lunge at the top of the mat. Crawling your way back. Back knee down. Pointing the toes. Anjaneyasana. Sending the arms high. Exhaling, hands to the earth, downward facing dog. Rolling out to your plank, breath in, straight or bent legs, lowering to the earth. Pointing the toes, shining the heart open, downward facing dog. Exhaling, left leg reaches high, breathing in, foot between the hands, breathing out. Right foot forward, lengthening the spine. Melting over the legs, exhale. Arms sweep high for the prayer. Hands to your heart, breathing out. Reaching it high, inhale. Melting forward, exhaling. Right foot steps back, low lunge. Turn your toes to face the side of the mat, bending the right knee, flexing the left toes. Crawling to the top of the mat, low lunge, back knee down, toes point. Arms reach high, maybe eyes follow. Hands to the mat, stepping your way back. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Plank pose on your inhale. This time you can add chaturanga or you can lower to the earth. Pressing into the palms, opening the heart. Downward facing dog. Exhaling. Right leg stretches high. Inhale. Foot between the hands, soft step. Left foot forward, lengthening the spine. Bowing over the legs, exhaling. Arms sweeping high for your prayer. Hands connecting at the heart. Reaching it back up tall, breathing in. Melting over the legs, breathing out. Left foot stepping back, inhale. Turn yourself to the side of the mat, left knee bends, right toes flex. Top of the mat, low lunge, breathing in, lowering the back knee, pointing the back toes. Arms rise, lifting the heart, lifting the eyes. Hands to the mat, down dog, on your breath out. Plank pose, rolling it out. Lowering half or all the way, Chaturanga Dandasana. Sweeping the heart open, breath in. Downward facing dog, breath out. Left leg circles high, inhaling. Foot between the hands, exhaling. Back foot forward, lifting the heart. Melting over the legs, exhale. Arms reaching high with your breath in. Hands find the heart, exhaling. Reaching it back up, breathing in. Folding forward, breathing out. Right foot back, inhale. Turn your toes to the right, right knee bends, left toes flex. Top of the mat, low lunge, bending the back knee, releasing the toes, sweeping the arms and the heart to the sky. Hands to the mat, down dog, exhaling. Plank pose, breathing in. Chaturanga or to the mat, breathing out. Urdhva Mukha Svanasana, heart lifts. Downward facing dog, breath out. One big inhale here. Emptying the lungs. Softening the knees, looking forward. You can step, or hop your way to your hands. Long spine, breath in. Bowing forward, breath out. Arms reaching high for your prayer. Hands through the heart, folding right back over. Exhaling. Left foot back on your inhale. Turn your toes to your left. Bend the left knee, right toes flex. Top of the mat, low lunge. Bending the back knee, releasing the toes. Send it high, opening the front of the body. Hands to the mat, tucking the back toes down, dog. Plank pose. Breathing in, lowering with your breath out. Pressing down, opening the heart. Adho Mukha Svanasana, down dog. Softening the knees, looking forward, stepping or hopping to your hands, long spine. Bowing down. Arms reaching high for your prayer. Hands to your heart, Tadasana, arms by your sides. Utkatasana, sitting your way back into your chair pose. Low belly gently scooping up. Tailbone and sitting bones reaching back as the weight falls into the heels. Exhale, bowing forward, dropping the hands, lengthening the spine. Inhale, bending the knees, palms plant. You can step your way back or you can hop your way right back through your vinyasa. Down dog on your breath out. On an inhale, sending the right leg high. Exhale, open that hip, pointing the knee to the sky. Breathing in, square the hips, stretch the leg. Draw the knee forward, pigeon pose, shin across the top of the mat. Keeping the back toes tucked, back knee lifted, pressing the fingertips down, opening the heart. Big exhale to melt over the legs. Rising back up, planting the palms. Three-leg dog, sweeping the right leg high. Knee to the nose, stepping forward between the hands. Back heel down, Virabhadrasana 2, Warrior 2 pose. Letting the hips get heavy. Feeling a nice opening across the chest, the arms, the fingertips. Pressing into the right foot, lengthening the right leg. Maybe walk the back foot in a step. Triangle pose. Right hand reaches forward. Right hand to the shin. Left arm reaching high. Breathing in. Exhale, softening the right knee. Elbow to the thigh. Left arm reaching long over the ear. Extended side angle. Heart spiraling up toward the sky. Pressing into the feet, peaceful warrior, reaching the right arm high. Circling the hands down to the floor for a lunge. Plank, step your way back. Exhale to lower. Rising with a breath in. Downward facing dog. Breath out. Keeping the hips really square, left leg floats. Exhale, opening that knee, pointing it to the sky. Squaring the hips, stretching the leg, inhaling. Drawing the shin forward for pigeon, keeping the back toes tucked, knee lifted. Fingertips down, lifting the heart, breathing in. Bowing forward like a big wave, breathing out. Rolling up, long spine, breath in. Planting the palms, three-leg dog, left leg floats. Knee to the nose, stepping forward between the hands. Warrior 2, back heel down, spiraling the arms open. Back pinky toe, rooting into the mat, finding that anchor. Lengthening the left leg with a breath in, maybe walking the back foot in as you shift into Trikonasana. Triangle pose. You're getting really light through the right arm, right side of the body. Exhale, left knee bends. Elbow to the thigh, right arm reaching long over the ear. Sending that left elbow firmly into the thigh so you're not collapsing into the shape, but you're finding space. Pressing into the feet, peaceful warrior, left arm up and back. Cartwheeling the hands down, stepping back, plank pose. Exhale to lower. Rising, breath in. Down dog. Breathing out. Keeping the hips square, right leg high. Opening that hip on your exhale. Squaring the hips, stretching the leg, breathing in. Draw it forward for your pigeon. Breathing out. Back toes tucked, rooting through the fingers, lifting the heart. Melting over the legs, exhaling. Rising back up, breathing in. Planting the palms, three-leg dog, sweeping the right leg high. Knee to the nose, stepping forward between the hands. Back heel down, warrior 2 pose. Right leg lengthens, inhaling. Shifting forward, triangle pose as you exhale. Big breath in here. With an exhale, softening the right knee, either elbow to the thigh Or you can bring your fingertips down to the floor or to a block as the left arm reaches long over the ear. Tita Parsvakanasana. Left hand to left hip. Right fingers out in front of you to the floor or to one of your blocks, shifting your weight forward, half moon pose. Left leg back. Left fingers reaching to the sky. And maybe the eyes start to turn up toward that top hand. Breathing in. It's a forward fold, left hand down, stepping your feet together, release the upper body. Sweeping the arms high for a prayer, breathing in. Hands find your heart, breathing out. Moving toward a tree pose, the right leg lifts. Rotating out, placing the sole of the right foot into the left inner thigh. And your hands can find a prayer at your heart. Taking a few moments, finding this stillness. And if you want, you might send the arms to the sky, lengthening your tree shape. If your arms extended, let your hands connect back at your heart. Left hand finds your left hip. Right hand finds the right knee. You can use the hand to draw the knee up into the armpit, keeping the spine long. Now you might stay here, holding on to the knee. If you want to take it further, you can wrap a peace sign around your right big toe. And if you have that toe, you might start to send the right leg off to the right. Maybe even take a look over your left shoulder, testing your balance. If you looked over the shoulder, bringing the eyes back forward. Gently releasing the right foot, touch the foot down behind the left foot and take a bow. Swing the arms back, drop the head. Hands to the mat, send the right foot back, low lunge. Planting the right hand, left foot on top of the right foot. Left arm to the sky for your side plank. Rooting into the right side body to let the left side get light. Left hand down, let yourself lower through your vinyasa. Breathing in, breathing out. Left leg high, keeping those hips really square. Opening the hip, pointing the knee toward the sky. Squaring the hips, stretching the leg, breathing in. Pigeon pose, drawing that shin forward. Back toes stay tucked, knee stays lifted. Fingertips press down, heart rises. Big exhale to melt forward over the left leg. Rolling yourself up, long spine. Planting the palms, three-leg dog, left leg high. Knee to the nose, foot forward between the hands, back heel down, lifting up and around, warrior two pose. Lengthening the left leg, breath in, triangle pose, deepening the left hip crease as the right arm floats high. Big breath in here. Exhale, shifting your weight to side angle, elbow to the thigh, or fingertips to the floor, or to your block. Spiraling up through the ribs. Breath in. Right hand to right hip. Left fingers in front of you to the floor or a block. Shifting your way forward. Ardha Chandrasana. Half moon pose. Getting light through the right side of the body. Through the heart. Through the face. And it's a forward fold, right hand down, stepping the feet together, shake it out. Sweeping the arms high for your prayer, breath in. Hands finding the heart, breath out. Tree pose, left leg lifts this time, inhaling. Rotating out, sole of the foot connects into the inner thigh. If the inner thigh is a little too high to reach, you can always take it to the inner calf, or to the inner ankle, finding the place on the leg that works for you. Sweeping the arms high if you want to extend the shape. Feel free to keep the hands at the heart if that helps you Find your center. If your arms extended, hands can connect back at the heart. Right hand to right hip. Left hand finds the left knee, keeping the spine long, drawing the knee up and in towards your armpit. Either staying here or taking a peace sign wrap around your left big toe, and maybe the leg starts to float off to the left. And then maybe your eyes start to turn over the right shoulder. If your eyes turned, bringing your eyes back forward. Gently releasing your left foot, toes behind you, take a bow, swing the arms back, drop the head. Hands to the mat, sliding the left foot back. Left hand plants. Right foot on top of the left foot. Right arm reaching to the sky. Breathing in. Top hand down. Take yourself through your vinyasa. And it's a few deep breaths once you arrive in your downward facing dog. Softening the knees, looking forward, stepping or hopping to the top of the mat, long spine, bowing over the legs. Arms reaching high for your prayer. Breath in, hands finding the heart. Breath out. Right hand to right hip. Left knee bends behind you. You can hold on to the inner or outer ankle there. Now make sure that the tailbone isn't sticking back behind you. Let the tailbone descend. Let the pubic bone rise so the spine is long. Right arm floats to the sky. Breathing in. And as you exhale, left foot floats into the left hand. Reaching the heart forward towards your fingertips. Shiva Natarajasana. Now the back leg is spring-loaded, so be careful as you let go, shifting your way into warrior 3 pose. Your arms can reach forward or back, your choice. Big inhale. Hands to the earth, standing split. Your hands can also come down to blocks here if the floor is a little far away. With an exhale, left foot takes a big step back, finding the earth. Lowering the back knee, releasing the toes. Pressing into the right foot, arms rise. Inhaling. Hands to the mat. Finding your 2 blocks. Taking the blocks under your shoulders. Pressing into the blocks, heart rises. Breath in. Exhale, shifting your way back, blocks under the shoulders. Right toes flexing, bowing into the shape. Pressing into the blocks, lifting the heart like you're doing a cobra through the upper body. Now option 1 is you can stay here, right where you are. Option 2 is walking the blocks forward, sliding the right heel forward, and taking a gentle lowering of the hips. Maybe it's a little bit, maybe it's a little bit more for Hanumanasana. Wherever you are, rooting the palms down into the blocks, allowing the heart to shine open a little bit more. Drawing up through the pelvic floor, pressing into the blocks, drawing the hips back for that half Hanuman. Bending the right knee, crawling forward. You can bring your blocks back to the top of the mat. Tucking the back toes, extending the back leg, both arms reaching to the sky for your high lunge. Feeling yourself even on the 2 feet. Breath in. Hands to the heart, and it's a twist to your right. Left elbow crossing over the right thigh. Heart rising up into the thumbs. I'm going to turn around so you can see the next part. As you exhale, bringing the hands down to the outside of the right foot. side of the mat. Keep turning to your right side, hooking the left knee underneath you, right knee hooking on top. Send the hips down toward the earth. Now the hips might easily come down. If that's not the case, grab one of your blocks, take your block under your hips for a little bit more space. Arms reaching high for a prayer, breathing in. Hands to the heart, and it's a twist to your right. Left elbow hooking over the right thigh, palms pressing together, and spine opening to the right. Starting to unravel that twist. Hands to the top of the mat. Right foot plant, sliding the left leg back into a lunge. Stepping right back through your plank, through your vinyasa. And again, finding a few deep breaths in your down dog. Knees softening, looking forward, stepping or floating to the top of the mat, long spine. Bowing forward. Arms sweeping high for your prayer. Hands finding the heart. Exhaling. This time the right leg bends behind you, holding on to the inner or outer ankle. Tailbone dropping, pubic bone rising, left arm floating high. With an exhale, the right foot can start to sweep into the right hand, moving the heart forward toward your left fingertips. Now again, being careful with that back leg as you release it, shifting your way into Virabhadrasana 3, Warrior 3 pose. Back hip spiraling down, heart floating. Exhaling, hands to the earth for your standing split. Heavy head, checking those right toes, making sure they're pointing downward. Exhale, big step back with the right toes all the way to the back of the mat. Lowering the back knee, pointing the toes, arms reaching high, breathing in. Exhale, hands coming down, finding your blocks under the shoulders. Pressing into the props, lifting the heart, breath in. Exhaling, shifting your way back, lengthening the left leg, flexing the toes, bowing forward, letting the head release. Pressing into the blocks, lifting just the heart, looking forward. And you either stay here or you start to slide your way forward toward your split. Really using your hands on the blocks at whatever height they're on, letting the heart shine open. Breathing. Rooting into the palms, drawing yourself back by lifting through the pelvic floor. Crawling back to the top of the mat, you can move your blocks back to the top of your mat. Tucking your back toes, extending the back leg, and sweeping the arms high for your high lunge. Feel free to soften the back knee a little bit to take a little bit of tension out of the low back. Hands to a prayer and twisting to your left. Feel free to lower the back knee to the mat if you ever need any extra support here in this twist, in this balance. Now we have that funky transition again. Hands down outside the left foot. Walking the hands to the left. Drawing the right knee underneath the left. And sending the hips down into the space between the heels. Pinky toes rooting down. Arms floating high, hands connect at the heart and twisting to your left. right elbow rooting into that left thigh. Letting that go. Top of the mat, hands down, left foot down. Right leg slides back into a lunge. Stepping your way back through your plank, through your vinyasa. Breathing in your down dog. Child's pose. Melt in your way back. A few deep breaths here. And as you find this child's pose, again, you can take that scan of your body. Noticing the sensations that are unique to this moment, unique to you. As you breathe in, taking a look forward, sliding yourself all the way up onto your belly, we're coming up to a Sphinx pose. So taking the elbows directly under the shoulders, fingers spread, drawing the elbows isometrically back toward the hips. Belly is lifted, heart is lifted. Now, if it ever gets to be too much, what we're doing, you can always come back into this Sphinx pose. If you'd like to move forward, we're moving toward a frog pose. Taking the left arm, turn it in so it's at a diagonal. Bending the bending the right knee. Taking the right arm back behind you to catch the foot. You might stay here and just draw the heel in, or maybe you can take the fingertips and flip them forward so they're facing the toes. Elbow pointing up toward the sky. And gently drawing the heel to the outside of the right hip. If you have the foot, you can release it, gently bringing yourself back to that Sphinx pose, finding yourself centered. And then moving to the other side, right hand turns in. Bending the left knee, taking the left arm back behind you to catch the foot. Now, you're going to turn the fingertips so they're facing forward. The elbow points toward the sky, and then drawing the left ribs forward again. Keep pressing into that right forearm so you're not collapsing into the shape. And if you have the foot, gently release it, bringing yourself back to Sphinx, inhaling, and then let it go. One cheek to the mat, arms by your sides. Shake your hips out a little bit here, releasing the low back. And taking your time to roll over onto your back. Planting the feet, arms out into a wide T shape. Crossing the right ankle over the left knee. And then reach through, holding on to the back of that left thigh with your hands, drawing the shape in toward your heart. Shoulders are soft. Breath is deepening. Keeping the figure four shape, gently release the hands, place the sole of the left foot on the mat, taking the arms back out into that T, and then use the right heel, hooking it onto the thigh, and drawing both knees over to your right. And you can turn your head to the left for a twist. this is ever too much on the knees, you can always unhook the legs, just stacking the left knee on top of the right knee. Left foot comes back to the floor, eyes to the sky, bringing yourself centered. Releasing that right foot to the mat. Left ankle crosses over the right thigh. And then reaching through, finding the back of the right thigh with your hands, letting the shape melt towards your chest. As you breathe out, releasing the hands, sole of the right foot to the earth, both arms out to the side, and then using the left heel, hooking it over the right thigh, and drawing both legs over to your left, letting your head turn to the right. Breathing in, sole of the right foot to the mat, eyes pointing to the sky. Release the left foot, stepping it onto the mat, and let yourself curl into a ball on your right side. Taking your time, rolling yourself up to sit. Both legs out in front of you, sitting up high on the sitting bones. Flexing the feet, sweeping the arms to the sky. Breathing in, exhaling, reaching out long over the legs, folding into your Paschimottanasana. If this ever gets to be too much on the low back or the hamstrings, you could always take a block under your knees, whatever height works for you, giving yourself a little bit of softness. With a breath in, rolling yourself all the way up to sit. Drawing yourself forward to the top of the mat, make sure the blocks are nearby so you can grab them when you need to. Soles of the feet to the floor, knees peeling open. Sitting up high on the sitting bones, big breath in, finding a long spine, keeping the chest open, sending the heart forward. And when you can't go any further, keeping a long spine, you can take a big exhale and release into your forward fold. Baddha Konasana. Next inhale rolls you up, long spine. Fingertips to the mat behind you. Let the hips scooch forward towards your heels. Taking the blocks with you as you roll down onto your back. Placing the blocks under the knees or under the thighs, setting them up so that your legs can feel really supported here. Arms can either come down by your sides or maybe place the hands on the body, maybe one hand on the belly, one hand on the heart. Eyes can float closed. If you're comfortable here, feel free to stay here. If at any point you prefer to move into Shavasana, you can use the hands to draw the legs together. And then the legs stretch out long. Wherever you are, letting the body completely relax. find a little bit of movement. If your knees are still bent in goddess pose, you can use the hands to draw the legs together. And if you're out long in Shavasana, you can bend the knees, stepping the feet onto the mat. And be careful of your props as you gently roll yourself over onto your right side. And taking your time to come up to sit. Letting your hands find a prayer in front of your heart. Honoring the uniqueness of your body, of your mind, of your experiences. And breathe in together for Om, inhaling. Honoring the light and the goodness inside of you, inside of one another, and inside of each and every person.